All right, hello. Welcome to Mr. Bear in the Outdoors. And yes, unfortunately, sometimes bears have to wear glasses to see, especially when they're in the great outdoors at night. And fortunately, the sun went down on me faster than I could get my little bear legs to a nice spot. So, unfortunately, we have to use some man-made lighting today out in the great outdoors. I hope that's okay with you. And well, we're going to make the best of it because it's really good to be in the great outdoors. And we are in 2 Corinthians. For those of you that are following along in our Bears Bible study, we are having to undergo some very small print in our outdoor Bible. And because of that, yes, we have to don our old lady glasses. And nonetheless, we're going to have a really nice time of Bible study today. And so if you have a little time, and you can turn in your Bibles to 2 Corinthians chapter 10. And we're going to talk, once again, the Corinthians are just loaded with biblical doctrine for the then New Testament church and for now in the present day. I mean, it's for then, it's for now, it's for everybody, and it is packed full. And hopefully you're ready to get along with Mr. Bear, and I'm going to do my best despite our conditions out here. Pretty cold, but that's okay. We got bear fur for that. And I'm going to get my little paws with no thumbs right to our study in the New Testament, 2 Corinthians chapter 10. Now I, Paul, myself, urge you by the meekness and gentleness of Christ. I who am meek when face to face with you, but bold toward you when absent. I ask that when I am present, I need not be bold with the confidence with which I propose to be courageous against some, who regard us as if we walked according to the flesh. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war according to the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not of the flesh, but divinely powerful for the destruction of fortresses. So what in the world is this very godly man trying to convey to us? Our weapons of this warfare are not of the flesh. Sometimes you have to get out there and struggle. But the real adversary out there is Satan. Whoever is, shown their fangs out there, peoples, groups, organizations, really they're just pawns of Satan. Really, he's the puppeteer of the little marionette puppet. And those that submit to his will, whether they know it or not, they're basically just little puppets, and he's pulling the strings. So remember that as you engage in battle out there. Doesn't mean that you're not going to have to get your hands dirty. You are. We live in a day and age where you have to get out there and be a part of the battle. And but the battle does belong to the Lord. But he wants you to be a soldier in that battle. But the end of the war, the outcome, is already written And you'll read in Revelation, you'll see the Lord has it all planned out. And the interesting thing is why it is God allows the wicked man to thrive is so that the polarity effect does go on, that those that are righteous will oppose the wicked, and the wicked will choose the side of the wicked. And that's kind of the condition. That's why God put a tree in the Garden of Eden and told him, don't take of this fruit. You can have fruit from any other garden tree or bush or plant or whatever, but don't eat of this tree, because that's a polarization. And according to your choice is what you're going to choose, right? For me in my house, I'm going to serve Jesus Christ. For you in your house, you'll have to make that choice. And that will polarize the decisions you make in your life. Okay, with that being said, verse 5, chapter 10. We are destroying speculations and every lofty thing raised up against the knowledge of God. And we are taking every thought captive to the obedience of Christ. You have to do that. You know, whatever your thought life is, your thought life needs to be obedient also. And we are ready to punish all disobedience whenever your obedience is complete. If you are looking at things as they are outwardly, if anyone is confident in himself that he is Christ's, let him consider this again within himself, that just as he is Christ's, so also are we. For even if I boast somewhat further about our authority, which the Lord gave for building you up, and not for destroying you, I will not be put to shame. For I do not wish to seem as if I would terrify you by my letters, for they say his letters are weighty and strong, but his personal presence is unimpressive, and his speech contemptible. Well, you know, that's kind of true of all of us, really, because we're all just humans. You know, we live on Terra Earth. You know, we're humanoids, and it don't take much, really. A sickness, dehydration, a virus, you know, and we go down. You know, we're pretty fragile. Even big, strong bears, we go down. You know, if they starve us and we get a virus or something out there, we go down too, just like everybody else. Let such a person consider this, that what we are in word by letters when absent, such persons are we also indeed when present. Paul makes a very good case, and he's basically telling the entire New Testament church, our letters are coming from our heart. But when we come in person, we don't really want to bite your heads off spiritually. We hope that you will listen, take our instruction, and change. Make the decision to change in your hearts and stop the sin process. And that's a good thing. I mean, you know, Ecclesiastes, has some difficult, concepts. Jeremiah, has some difficult concepts because there's a lot of judgment, and you got to say, wow, this is really heavy, almost confusing. And that being is that sometimes there's a time to put the hammer down, and sometimes there's just a time to kiss the owies, And basically that's what Paul is saying. He's saying when he gets there, he wants to just kiss the owies and make it all better. And he's hoping that they'll change before he gets there. For we are not bold to class or compare ourselves with some of those who commend themselves, but when they measure themselves by themselves and compare themselves with themselves, they are without understanding. But we will not boast beyond our measure, but within the measure of the sphere, which God apportioned to us a measure, to reach even as far as you. For we are not overextending ourselves, as if we did not reach to you, For we were the first to come even as far as you in the gospel of Christ, not boasting beyond our measure, that is in other men's labors, but with the hope that as your faith grows, we will be within our sphere enlarged even more by you, so as to preach the gospel even to the regions beyond you, and not to boast in what has been accomplished in the sphere of another. But he who boasts is to boast in the Lord. For it is not he who commends himself that is approved, but he whom the Lord commends. That's where I want my rewards, is in heaven with the Lord. My time spent with the Lord. That's my reward. That I've done his work. I've done his will to the very best of my ability, regardless what people think. I've done the very best that I can do, and my reward awaits for me in heaven. And so with that, God bless you from the great outdoors. I hope you've enjoyed, and I also have enjoyed spending this little time here with you. God bless you, friends, and we'll see you next time.